this video, I'll be reviewing basic suction units, some general maintenance, and any troubleshooting issues that you might be having. For the purpose of this video, I've just put out some of our most common suction units. It's important to note that if you have a different one at home, that's okay. It's just, it'll have exactly the same basic components to it, and it has the same function. If you have any problems troubleshooting your particular unit, please call Prop and we'll walk you through any issues you might be having. So all of the suction units are going to have an AC power cord, and a few of the units also have internal batteries, and those are for use for portability. It's important to note that your machine will function optimally if the battery is fully charged, so please keep your portable units plugged in at all times when you're in the home. So some other common features that you'll see on all of these units are the filter. The purpose of this filter is to protect the motor for your suction machine. So these should be checked regularly and changed approximately every 2 to 3 months as needed. Other common components are the collection chambers that you'll see here. And some of them have a screw top and some of them are a tension lid. So just know your particular unit and how the lid comes off. Each unit will also have suction tubing. So the Laerdal has suction tubing that looks like this. The Devilbiss and the other units will have suction tubing that looks like this. At the end of your suction tubing, you may have a 3-way suction adapter that looks like this. You may be using a Yonker for oral suction, or you may be using your red rubber suction catheters for suctioning down the tracheal tube. To test the function of your unit, you'll want to have a saline solution readily available, so when we put all the pieces back together, we can test for proper function. So for this video, I'll just cover the Devilbiss. We'll go through removing all of the pieces, cleaning, reassembling, and then checking for proper function. So all the pieces come apart here. The filter can come off. The lid, with a little bit of force, can pop off. You want to make sure that you're emptying this on a regular basis. The unit will not function properly if the unit is too full. So make sure you're changing this on a regular basis and also cleaning the canister at least once a week with warm soapy water. Rinse it clean and let it air dry. The lid can also be cleaned. It's not necessary to take apart all of the little pieces on the inside. You can soak this in warm soapy water and clean it with a cloth, rinse it dry, and let it air dry. So once everything's been cleaned, it can be reassembled. Just make sure when you're putting the lid back on that you're making sure everything is nice and snug all the way around. This is a common problem that we have, a common source of leak is around the lid after cleaning. So that just goes back on like that. The piece goes in. This little filter has an in, is written in on one side and out on the other. So we want to make sure we've got the in and the out going the right way. So in is from your suction catheter going in towards your machine. Okay, so it's connected that way. Then we attach our suction tubing. And to the end of that, we can either attach our Yonker directly, or we can attach our 3-way suction piece for use with our catheter, with our red rubber catheter. So now that everything is connected, I'm just going to test for proper function. So I'm going to use my saline solution for that. And all I'm going to do is turn the unit on and make sure that I can suction saline through and that it ends up in the canister. So we'll turn the unit on. Okay. So I have proper function of this. This is properly set up. There aren't any leaks in the system. If I had not been able to suction any saline through, what you can do is systematically go through from one end to the other. So I can start at my 3-way, make sure that connection is nice and tight, make sure the connection here is nice and tight, recheck my lid, make sure my lid is on as firmly as possible, recheck the little white adapter, both connections on either side of the filter, and then the connection that goes into the machine, and I can try again. If that doesn't work, start systematically taking pieces off the end. So if I take this piece off, and I suction, and it works, then I know that there's a problem with this adapter. You can inspect it for wear and tear or holes or leaks, cracks. If there's anything that you find, just throw this piece out and replace it with a new one. Just make sure that you order a spare piece from Prop. So in summary, it's important that you keep your portable units plugged in at all times when you're at home to maintain the internal battery. It's important to empty your suction canister on a regular basis. And it's also important to suction your saline solution through all of your tubing after every suction attempt.